Hey friends, welcome to today's live stream. So I thought we'd just kind of kick back and flip some samples on the SP, and I got some questions about sample organization on the SP. We're going to be doing a lot of sample chops, so we're going to probably need to utilize quite a few banks and then pattern sequence and all that. We've got this guitar. I'm going to just raise the volume a little. So we'll start with chopping this one up. So I'm going to just put this on H so it's by itself. I think we might do a little sound design before we actually do anything else, because I kind of want to make it a little noisier. So we'll do 404. Let me check that we're running together so we can add something else. Kind of want that like crumbling compressed sound. It's like, do we just completely obliterate it with lo-fi, or do we kind of... I like that. Let's hear it without anything. That sounds good. I mean, it's well mixed and stuff, but I like that crumble to it. So I think we'll go with that. Let's just resample that. And I have no idea what the BPM for this track was, so we'll just record. Why do that? Northwest Nosferatu says, since the inclusion of the looper in the 4.04 firmware, I even use the looper to record basic 2, 4, 8-bar loops rather than the record feature of old. Vastly prefer that workflow over just doing direct record to pad. That's awesome. That is a great way to do it. Also, adjusting the play rate after doing that is one of my favorite things to get. You change the pitch, but you get so many cool little artifacts and stuff. I mean, we could even do that maybe with this track, but yeah, I like that better. So now what we're going to do is go into chop, make sure we trigger the right one that we want, and then we can either auto mark or just kind of do it ourselves. Actually, before we do that, let's shorten this because I think this has a couple bars worth in it. Let's try. I'm just looking at the end of the waveform. That should be the start of a second bar. That's perfect. Okay, so that, now that we've chopped that up, it's going to be a little shorter. I'm not going to truncate it because we may need to go back or something like that, but we'll leave it there for that. Let's go into chop. And I'm still wondering, do we want to, let's just see if we can kind of, let's do an auto mark actually. Let's do an auto, or a time division of 8. I'm debating, do we want to do time division? Do we want to do transient? We'll just do 8 in, not level, time division. Let's do that, see what we got. Okay, so as you can hear, there are pops and things like that. Let's just assign to pad and we can fix that. So I'm going to put these here. And then we'll fix those pops with some envelope. So we're going to go to envelope. We're going to hold remain so that the whole bank is going to get this adjustment. Let's just add a little bit. And I don't mind putting a little more release. And now, kind of like that already. Something, there might be something there. I wanted to chop this first. Oh yeah, one other thing I want to do. Drop the pitch. We're going to hold remain again. I always typically just try down 4 first for some reason. I just like the way that sounds. Might be something there. Okay, next up what I want to do is take that drum and we're going to chop that up. Okay, so let's copy the drum. We'll go to D. Now, from what I remember, I chopped this up on Koala. And And I think I did just one measure, and I might have like stretched it with the quantize there. So with that in mind, we should be able to chop this. Let's try transient though, because maybe we can get just the sounds we want. Now transient for me is always kind of funny with it's like the mid doesn't get everything out. Like there's just like the soft does like nothing, and then mid can be hit or miss, and then hard is like every single sound. So let's start with mid and see what it does. Yeah, see, look how it just did like every sound. So let's try soft. We'll delete all marks. Let's do that one more time. Let's go soft, see what happens. That should work. Okay, let's go to assign to pad, and we'll go okay, so I just like to have kick, snare, hi-hat, and then the rest, so that's why I did it kind of spaced out a little bit. Let's go with that. I'll check the chat. I'm going to move this microphone, blocking the chat from there. Now, I do want a kick that doesn't have any high end, so what I'm going to do is just get the decay of that. Let's truncate this one, and then we're going to go into the envelope and just take a little bit out at the end there. I'm just getting out that kind of click right at the end. Then what I'm going to do is put this into bus 1 really quickly, because I want to, let's try 303. I'm just seeing, maybe isolator actually. So this is what the kick would originally be. It's missing, yeah, I want like a little more click to it. I just want that hi-hat. Hear that hi-hat? If I emphasize it, I want that gone. That should work. Okay, so we're going to just resample that. Oh, why did that add? Oh, because it's still, no. I don't know why that thing's like distorted. Maybe we can use that though. I'm going to delete that and try it one more time. Let's go to that. Oh, it's because, let's see. We'll try that one more time. Okay, well, we'll keep it. Maybe it's, oh, I know what it is. I think it's clipping. Yeah, okay. So we'll just, we'll drop the volume a little bit, and then let's try that. I think it's clipping. That's why it's got that really gritty sound. Might work. Maybe we can keep it. But first, I'd want to try it this way. Okay, now let's try resampling. And if it still doesn't, we'll just keep it. There we go. Now listen to the difference in those kicks. Much thicker and a lot more low end, and then we got rid of that hi-hat that was in there. So now we'll switch it back to bus 2, and exchange is shift 5. We're going to exchange those two, and then I want to get that right there. No hi-hat. This one we're going to adjust. Oh, perfect. We have an open hi-hat. Okay, great. And let's get one of these hi-hats too. See, it's got that snare. Okay, one thing we can do is just see what would happen if on bus 2 we add a ring mod here. I'm just seeing if we can kind of get a better hi-hat sound. I don't like that. If you take white noise though, you can get a really nice hi-hat from it. Okay, I want to add a little reverb. After this, we should be done with the sound design on these drums, chopping the drums, but yeah. Okay. I'm wondering if maybe we can get a different... Let me check something actually. Does this kick... Yeah, this kick might have... See, they all have that. That's the one thing when you're chopping, you kind of get those weird artifacts from different things. But that's all right. Well, we're just going to add some reverb to the snare, and then we'll call it and start flipping. SX reverb is pretty excessive. Maybe that's not the one we want. Let's try just normal reverb. Lunar Glitch is in the chat. What's going on? Welcome. Yeah, I like that. It's a lot of reverb. We might change it later, but I want one with a lot of reverb, one without. So let's resample up here. Here we go. Let all that reverb tail ring out. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we can always, we'll keep that original one if we need it, but for now we'll switch those. And then let's go and just set that to bus 2. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, I think we'll stick with D as our pattern. Do we have anything on D? No, we don't. Okay, so let's just start with maybe like 77 BPM, and then we can go from there. And I think what we'll start with is doing TR rec mode actually. If we go into the pattern and it reset. Go back to 77. Okay, and let's, well actually we're gonna go into TR rec mode so it doesn't matter. Let's go to hitting the wrong knobs. 4 bars. I'm curious, does anybody ever set their patterns to these really long bars? Because I typically start at a smaller one like 2 or 4 and then duplicate. But they have the option, and I'm curious if anybody in the chat actually uses those larger ones because it's so quick to go past 4 and 2 to get to those larger ones. It's a bit of an inconvenience, but I'm curious if people in the chat are using that. Okay, so let's go. We got 4 bars, so we'll just do a couple of kicks to start. We'll do one on every one, and I think we'll tweak it a little bit as we go. What we're gonna do though for the snare is go a little off time. We'll do start a little early. We'll pull it here and here. There we go. Yeah, Space Tiger says I duplicate to build up from 2 or 4 to 8 and 16. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Okay, before get ahead of ourselves, let's get that gate off of that snare. Okay, perfect. Cool. Okay, so very simple so far. I think I'm gonna up the BPM a little bit. That's a little sleepy. Let's do maybe like 91. Or 87 works. I don't know why I put it to 91 and it just went with that, but that's cool. Let's stick with that. Let's check out. We're gonna keep the drums really simple just to have an idea of like a beat. Just hearing kind of where we're at. I actually think we're gonna up the pitch now. Let's go maybe up 1. something. I like that. We can maybe use that for a lead too. Yeah, I like that. Let's put that in and let's go from there. Then we can kind of elaborate on the kick and the snare and all that. Oh, I want the quantize up actually. So let's get out of that and let's go there. I think we'll do a grid of 8. Let's go back to 4 bars. We do not want to do that. And let's put on just a bit of quantize. We'll keep it loose. Okay. Cool. All right, so I like that. The drums are super simple as they are right now. We're going to change that in a second. I just wanted to kind of get a vibe for the BPM. That's not a click. Not the biggest fan of clicks. I just want to hear the drums to get that context when I'm sequencing. Okay, perfect. One thing I want to do though is, can we hold remain and shut? I don't know. I think we have to shut all of them individually. Let's try shutting the gates off, and then we're going to put these in a mute group so that they're going to cancel each other out anytime one triggers. Like one triggers after the other, the previous one's going to cancel. It just cleans it up a lot. I like adding that cassette sim on there. It's up that wow and flutter too. Okay, let's check out the drums. Yeah, there's something there. All right, let's try that. Let's see what we got. I still think I kind of want to, I always seem to be doing like higher BPMs lately for beats. I want to do something sleepy, and yet my first inclination is speed it up. But let's stick with the BPM that we're at for right now. Kind of keep it a little sleepier. Change the vibe from normal, and then we'll just go from there if we need to. Looks like one of my lights just died, but that's all right. So let's go here. And let's do real time. Do we have the metronome? It seems to be off. Yeah, we can leave it off though. We've got the kick. Actually, before we go in and do the real time hi-hats, let's add some snares and kicks. And we'll do it a little off time and stuff like that. Let's go in. I am going to do TR rec mode for this. Let's do the not reverb snare. And we're going to drop the velocity quite a bit. Change the start. And let's go. We're gonna do some like ghost notes. See what that sounds like. And let's put those there. Less velocity on that. You're probably not even hearing it. I'm barely hearing it. I just want it kind of in the background to add a little groove. Okay, I have this one to 10 and now I can hear it a little more, so I'm gonna drop it back down though for most of them. We'll do that. We'll change some to 10, some to 5. I'm just kind of putting them anywhere because I just want to kind of, like a drummer, just kind of getting a feel while they're playing, add some groove, and then we'll get the kicks in as well. Perfect. Okay, now what I want to do is go back to that kick, or go back to that snare real quick. Let's drop the volume a little bit, and let's shut the gate off. Now let's hear that. Okay, now I'm just listening where else I want to add the kicks. And we could like live pattern those in, but I think we'll keep it kind of more natural, or programmed. I've been doing a lot with TR Rec mode lately because I like doing those time changes and things like that. Denick in the chat says you're doing great. Thanks, appreciate that. Let's go and get this kick. And we're gonna go back in here. And we'll do TR Rec mode again. Let's go here. Let's make sure we've got, okay, that's good. Let's change the start. Again, I want to pull the beat a little bit. There we go. Let's put a kick on 7, and we'll drop the volume. Kick on 3. See what that sounds like. No, I don't like that. Let's put that there. I actually really want that kick like faster almost. Let's pull it back even farther. We got it like clashing. Hold on. Let's go. Let's pull this one back a little. Let's put it to 90. And then we'll set this one here. Let's try that. That's what I wanted. I just want this one to be a little quieter. Okay, now let's go maybe here. What about that? Let's try that. For that last one, let's add a little more kick there. And let's get one more. Let's try that. That might be too slow. Yeah, no, we got to do that other thing we did where we go 1 and 2. There we go, perfect. That's what I wanted with the kicks. Okay, so I'm glad we stuck with that BPM for now because I think it's still sounding very kind of just like chill, but just, I don't know, like maybe like old Cloud Dead stuff or whatever, or Odd Nosdom. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now let's look into getting those hi-hats on. And I do like the hi-hats we cut up, these, but we've also got some hi-hats from one of my sample packs. Where is it? If I can find This is from my Retro Rewind. Those R's get me. Retro Rewind sample pack, and this is the Warped Wax Kit. Just a ton of grit added to it, and I really like those hi-hats. So I think really quickly I'm gonna just copy that and find one of those hi-hats in isolation, because those other hi-hats have all that artifacting from that sample. So it never hurts to just take additional samples, right? You know, you can always mix and match. And then if you add a little silence at the start, it's gonna automatically add some wonkiness, like that off-time vibe that you usually want in like lo-fi and boom bap. So that is one thing you can do, or you can make two, one that's more like right on, and then one that's not. So we actually will do that. And I'll just go back to here. We'll add a little silence to it at the start. Whoa, we totally just, that almost works though. Let's do that. Oh, I like that hi-hat. That hi-hat should work. Both of those should work. Where's 16 velocity? Let's do that and not have the quantize on. We're gonna be brave and try to do it without the quantize. Stankmaw says that's sounding right. Join is dope. Appreciate it. And Psych Rock says this sounds sick. I call it auto swing with the space before the sample. That's a good way to put it. I like that auto swing. I hope you don't mind if I take it. And nice to see you pry yourself from the P6, Psych Rock. Hopefully it's treating you well. Let me know in the chat how are you getting along with the P6. But let's get that in. Let's do that. We'll get out of TR rec mode. Yeah, we're in real time. I guess we'll put a little quantize on. Let's see how it turns out. I almost want to do it without. I'll tell you what we'll do. I know we can undo it, but just to play it safe, I'm going to copy that so we have it. I always like to kind of keep duplicates and all that of the different pathways we're going. And then let's see what we get. We'll put a little quantize on. And I'm going to find where that hi-hat was. It was this one. We're going to put it on rehearsal. Go to 16 velocity. That first one's a little off because I didn't realize I was going, but I'm going to keep it. Okay, that last one we might go into TR rec mode and fix. But I like that. Let's go in. I am going USB into the computer, so you should get panning. Sometimes when you're live streaming it doesn't, but what we are going to do is pan this a little right. So I'm hearing it in my right ear. Hopefully you're hearing it in that way, because we're also going to go back to that other sample and pan this one left. And this one we'll do just slightly left, or actually more left. And let's go and add a little release. That works. And we can also up the pitch. We'll keep it at 0 for now. Drop the volume a little bit. Okay, let's hear how that sounds. Yo, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, perfect. Did we start at 3? Let's see. Oh, I guess it wasn't recording. Okay, let's try again. know why it's not taking it. Let's start that over and get that to record this time. Perfect. Now, these headphones have a terrible frequency response, and hi-hats usually need to be like up to ton for me to hear them. So if the hi-hat sounds loud to you, let me know. You can be my mixing ears, but I am going to tone down this hi-hat a bit. Stankmon says, and Psycholock, I'll get to you in just 1 second. I want to ask Stankmon a question real quick. Stankmon says, interesting, I never use pattern record straight into Logic. Might try it out. Oh, I'm using Logic as like my tape to like record into the live stream, but are you saying you just kind of vibe out and record everything and then sequence it in Logic? That's a really cool way to do it. I just like separating myself from the DAW as much as possible until I'm done, and then move it into the DAW, either as a 2-track that I can stem split, or I kind of do pattern mutes. We're going to talk about it more in a video I'm making soon, but let me know, Stankbond. And Psychrock, P6 is great. Lo-Fi reminds me of the 202-303, definitely. I'm traveling for work starting Monday, so I'll be taking it to the hotel all week and working on it. But thanks for all your videos and cheat sheet. Appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully it helps. Yeah, I have cheat sheets also for the SP404 MK2. The link is in the description, and then channel members at any tier get that. And then channel members at the Solar Sailor tier will get all of the samples we're working with today. So if you want to kind of mess with what we're doing or do something different, go for it. Some of them are from other musicians or samples, so I won't be including those, but anything we make, like the drums and stuff like that, I will. If they allow me to post the other samples, I will. But I think we're going to add some sound generator. I think it was Psychrock mentioning hearing a high-pitched ARP. I am hearing something too to add. So yeah, we'll do that. But the Solar Sailors will get any sounds we make. And I think we're going to add, which you can't see, but the guitar at the end. I've been trying to add guitar to like every track because I started teaching guitar now. So I'm trying to like just keep working on it all the time because it's hard as a parent to get reps in to practice. So I'll take it where I can, right? You know, so yeah. Okay, so I'm dropping this hi-hat, and let's hear how that pattern sounds now. It's still pretty loud to me, so I'm gonna take it down. Okay, and let's find that. We'll take these down a little bit. Let's drop that one down a little. And then I still think that one's way too loud. Perfect. Okay. We'll get to adding bus 3 and 4 in a minute. Let's see what we've got so far. So we've got basically a loop idea. We need a bass, maybe a lead, which we could possibly get from... I'm just hearing what sounds are in this sample. Maybe that first little lead might be able to do something there. Let's take, so it's like to here. We'll see. I don't know if I'm feeling that, but let's see what we've got. If we turn on the pattern. I think we're gonna need to do something with like sound generator. It's just a little kind of it's not long enough in my opinion. So let's go into sound generator, and I'm gonna lower the level because last live stream I had it at 127 and I just blew out my eardrums. So and probably yours. So let's find a cosine maybe go up. Let's go up. Yeah, we'll probably want that. And we'll do C. I'm going to put that there. Okay. I know it sounds like crap right now, but hold on. Let's put that one there. Record that there. Now, one thing, I've done a lot of videos on Sound Generator, and we've talked about putting one off slightly in terms of pitch to kind of get it more chorusy and stuff. But if you change any value here before you merge sample, it actually doesn't make any effect. So what you have to do is actually go in and resample it once you've made the fine tuning. So that's what we're going to use, but we need to resample this. So I'm just going to go here and quickly just... Perfect. So now, just so you can hear the difference, if we set this back to 0, here there's that chorusing effect. So that will give us a little more chorus, basically, but just more character when we merge samples. So let's do that, and I'm totally blanking. Oh, it's resample. I was like, I'm blanking on the merge sample. We're going to do this one, the cosine at 100%, but this one we're going to drop down a little bit, maybe 60%, and we're going to merge those two together. And I'm going through this quickly because, I mean, I've got a lot of videos showing merge sample and designing synths with Sound Generator, but if anybody has any questions, throw them in the chat. And then I'll link those Sound Generator videos in the description afterwards. So now we've got our sound, but it's still not where we want it because we need a filter. Sound Generator is just a wide open filter. So what we're going to do to kind of simulate moving a filter is put this LFO on. We don't need a ton of depth, and we could do a very slow LFO, like 1 bar. But hear how it opens that filter? And then let's add maybe... I know what we'll do. Well, let's put on... Yeah, we'll put on just a little reverb, and then on bus 3 and 4, we're gonna put on... Perfect. We're really, I mean, everything's really gritty and dreamy in this track, so I want to keep that vibe. So I'm gonna do... Ooh, have to decide now. Cassette sim into 303 or 404 into... Let's do into that 303, and let's check what the settings are. Let's get a little noise. There we go. Okay, now we're going to resample one more time. And somebody had mentioned up above that, I mean, one way to do it is we could just use the looper to do this instead of going through all this resampling. But this is just a little quicker right now for me, so I'm going to do it this way. Get all that reverb tail. Okay, that should do it. Now we need to shut off bus 3 and 4. Perfect. So we'll just adjust this sample a little bit. Where's that? That. I don't want that. So let's do maybe to there. And then we can do a little release. Put the hold. Perfect. Now if we go in, turn on poly mode. We can make chords, we can do whatever. Now this is pretty cluttered, so let's find all those sounds. Okay, so it's all those, so we'll get rid of that, that. And that gives us our little Sound Generator track, which might be even not the octave we want. Let's see. just kind of finding the art that I want to put over it. But I do think like a dreamy kind of art going over it will be perfect. We've got BenJahMan since birth in the chat. What's going on? Anna Motion, what's up? How are you? Something like that should work. Let's put that in. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll make another copy, and then we're going to just record something in and just kind of see what sticks. Let's just see what we got. I'm going to let it run, put it in rehearsal for a second. Oh, I like that. That note, though, let's undo that one. Yeah, that should work. Oh, nice! Anna says they got their 404 Mark II on Thursday. How are you liking it? It is a complicated beast to learn at first, but once it kind of starts to click, it works. Yeah, is it your first 404? That's a great question, PsychRock. Okay, let's throw that on. Now, let's get Kodama on. Okay, I like that. Now, one thing that's very much missing is a bass line. It seems like we're actually working in the key of C, which makes it pretty easy, or something that includes C, because that's what we're doing for sound generators, just C, and then the notes are in the scale. I have all the, if you do need help with sound generator and chromatic mode, all of the chord charts, I made a whole chord chart using sound generator in the cheat sheet, so that's there if you need that type of stuff. But let's get a bass. So I know we cluttered up that one. Yeah, we got a lot here. So I think where we've got the drums, we're gonna put the bass, because I always put bass in bus 2, because typically bus 1 is like my like melodic section. So I put Kodama or a reverb or something, and then on bus 2 I'll do either live effects when I'm jamming out, or I kind of put something to kind of solidify it all together. So let's put the bass here. So I'm just thinking what kind of bass sound we want. We'll start, I mean, you can never go wrong with like a saw mixed with a sine wave. And disregard that Kodama, it's not going to be in there. Let's do a sine wave at -1, put that there. And then let's get in a sine wave. Or do we? I can't even hear that. Tell you what, we'll do triangle. So it is there. It might just be a little hard to hear if you're not wearing like headphones or something. But that's why I always put something with a much more harmonic content. One other thing, actually, you know what? Just to play it safe, I'm going to delete those two. Let's put it back up 1 octave for 2 reasons. If anybody's watching on a phone, I want to make sure you can hear it, but also it gives us more flexibility when it comes time to do chromatic mode. We can go up and down more. So we got the triangle wave, then let's also get the saw. Okay, let's put those in. That's perfect. The other thing we could do, yeah, let's do it. What the heck? let's go up and put a sine or a saw that's 1 octave higher, and that can go kind of quietly in the mix there. I'm just going to shut off Kodama, but it's not going to get baked in. So we're going to go shift resample to get into merge sample. These two we can do 100%, but this one I just want a little bit of that higher octave. And then we'll just put that in, let's say right here on 8. All right. So we just have a little bit of a different sound. Now again, we got to do filter. And then I also want a chorus. Juno chorus is usually my go-to. Much better. And then over in bus 3 and 4, I think we're going to want, yeah, that'll work. Now, I still have not updated to 4.05 or 06, so we could get the resample bug. So if we do, we'll just do it over again. But let's hope we don't. Looks like we're good. Okay, perfect. Now let's shut off bus 3 and 4 again. Perfect. So the original sounds we had, go into that, add some effects. Nice big bass. We could also do another resample with like isolator to up the bass or something like that. Actually, I think we will do that really quickly, and then we'll get back to finishing this track. It's a cumbersome workflow having only these 4 buses, but there is a lot you can do with it. Yeah, that's perfect. Let's resample that in. All right, there we go. Much bigger bass. I like that. Okay, so let's check out what... Okay, now what we're going to do is, before we put that bass in, I want to extend that pattern. So it's been a second, but I think we can hit, yeah, there we go. So if we do choose a pattern, or hit pattern edit first, I apologize, then hit the pattern you want. Now you get into a menu, you can go to the value knob or the enter knob and hit duplicate, and now we're going to be at 8. And I want to do that because I want that 8th bar to have a bit of a different note to the bass. So let's turn that on and start figuring out that bass again. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Let's get that, and now I do need a count in. I don't know why we have count in off, or the metronome was off. So we are going to have the metronome on for a second because I want to get count in. And we're going to go to a grid of 8 with a bit more quantize just to have that. Okay, we're going to have it run over again. I got confused why it was like playing something, but that's all right. While that's running through, oh, we don't want 16 velocity. Okay, well, we're almost there, but let's just let it run through and then we'll play the part. Okay, here we go. Now what I want to do though is get out of the pattern and add a little release. Hear how I want that bass to ring out a little bit. So every time I let my finger off, instead of just stopping, it gets a little tail to it. That's that part releasing. All right. And I think we can probably take the bass down a little bit. Perfect. All right. All right. Couple things in the chat. So Anna says they're looking for ways to customize the SP. Going to print and cut some skins, and then we'll look at the caps. PsychRock recommended chroma caps. How do you like those chroma caps? As you can see, in the 2 or 3 years that I've had the SP, I've actually not customized it at all. I probably should. I just kind of like the way it looks, but I always do want kind of different caps or something. So let me know what you think about that. And then PushDaButton, one of our channel members, is in the chat. What's going on? Says, yo, what's up? Excited to see what you're cooking up. Yeah, happy to have you with us. But yeah, so I think we've got pretty much, oh, I know. The kick and the bass. Let's get it to sit a little bit better. It's not sidechain compression, but if we add a little attack, and you can hear and you can see it's gonna, let me do a lot. Hear how it fades in? That can help it to kind of wrap under the transient or the main sound of the kick. So we'll just use that and let's see what that's like. I always find that kind of sidechain or fade in on the bass and even synths or like that main melody help to kind of give it more of a dreamy quality, because that's definitely what I want for this track. All right, let's throw on some SP special sauce with yeah, let's do cassette sim N303, and this is going to be kind of our mastering chain, so to speak. We will put a little age, and for right now, I'm going to try a little bit more drive than normal. So I want this to really sound like tape warped. We're going to do a lot of compression, just a little noise, and then a little wow and flutter, and let's see what we got there. Okay, that's probably too much drive. Let's go in and change that. We could even add just a little hiss on that cassette sim. I really want it to sound like it was recorded on like a broken tape or something. That's just kind of the vibe I'm getting here. All right. We do have some other samples, so maybe we should just check those out. I got this sample. I think these two are from, not this one. Where is that main? These two are from an old DiBiase's Discord sample flip. But I thought this Rhodes could be cool. There was a chord somewhere in it. That one? Where was it? No, this one. That right there. Yeah, let's do that. Might be able to get something from that. And then I think we might just start sequencing it out and do some guitar. It's already 12, so we've been going for about an hour. All right. Yeah, that should work. Let's see what we get from that. And what do we pitch to? All right, I'm gonna play this part. Let's go up maybe 4. I don't know, it might be a little too conflicting. But I think going up 4, or even, would it be what? Maybe 6. What did we set? Oh, wait a second. Let's put that to 6. Yeah, I think the song already has so much going on that we don't even need to add anymore. Maybe we'll put some guitar on top. But I kind of like what this song is as it stands. All right, let's do some arranging. Let's figure out the parts that we want, and then we'll go from there. So let's take this, and we're gonna put on 9, and this is gonna be our intro. I don't know what that one is. That's a piano? Okay. Let's just the main part. Perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna copy this one down here and just add really quickly a kick and drum to the ending of it. Oh, but is this in? Yeah, this is an 8. Okay. So actually what we'll do is we'll just record onto here. TR rec mode. Let's go right on the last page and get a snare. Okay, that's a little slow. Maybe we'll just live record that in. I'm gonna just delete that. Let's actually, I know what we can do just to make it, no, we'll just keep it with the 8 bar. Sorry, I'm indecisive at this moment. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put here, and it takes a second sometimes to figure out where you want to go with it. Now, why is it not showing me? That's weird. It's like not showing any of the. Okay, it's all there. So there we go. Let's do that. Push the button says, at times like this, I really miss the granular synth engine from the Roland P6 on the 404. I know. That's something that really should be on here for sure. It would be so cool to take, like to resample that part we just made and then put it in the granular and get some really crazy sounds out of it. That would be awesome. Anyways. Okay, let's go and we're going to record. I think this is our drums. Okay, hopefully that works. So now let's move that here. I didn't have the click track. I think I've got a setting that's got it off or something, but it doesn't matter. Let's find the parts that now we want to put in. So we want all of this and not the bass. Yeah, just the drums. And, oh yeah, there's that other hi-hat, right? Let's not do that hi-hat yet. Oh, actually, no, let's do that hi-hat, not these. Because I think that's going to have that trippier sound. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, now we'll move this one here. And let's figure out, let's get everything in now, other than that lead. So all the hi-hats, the bass. And then let's get everything. Very simple arrangement. What I would probably do, we'll do a little bit I think, but I would flesh out, which we did I think in the last live stream or maybe the one before that, make a bunch of like alternative versions of these where you have the drums drop out at the start or at the beginning. Since we are at 8 bars, we can actually do that a little bit in these bars. Maybe that could be cool. Yeah, we'll do that real quick actually, but let's just run through it, see what we've got to make sure this is flowing in the way I'm kind of imagining it, and then we'll go from there. And it says they've got a drop. No worries. Thanks for joining. Congrats on getting the 404. I hope you are having a lot of fun with it. And yeah, we'll see you next time. All right, and here the lead comes in. Okay, all right, now one thing we need either a B section or just kind of a dropout. So what we'll do is we'll just make a section up here that's just the bass and the drums, and then I like that. You can really hear all those little snare ghost notes in that version when all the main stuff is out. Then we'll do one more that starts building it up. We'll have all of that, and then that lead, which is here. I like that. Okay, there's a lot more I would do. I would love to have like a synth in this original build-up, and then we will just do a couple of quick dropouts in these sections. But I think we're basically going to call that, and then maybe we'll continue this track in a future live stream or something. But I'm tempted to try and throw a guitar on top, but I don't really know if it needs it. There's actually a lot going on sonically. So yeah, I'm not sure it needs it. We could maybe, do we still have that white noise from last week's? Yes, we do. We still have, so last week's live stream, we made a couple of transition effects using the noise setting on Sound Generator. I have one that, if you can see here, where is it? This one goes backwards, and this one is forwards. Those might be nice to act as a kind of transition effect. Maybe we'll put those in really quick in just a couple of examples. Where is that? Yeah, I think we'll just put those in really quick and then maybe do a couple of drum dropouts, and then I think basically we've got the song done. I just want to know why I can't seem to hear the metronome. But that's okay. I guess we'll just use the hi-hats. So let's put this here. And we're going to go, let's do quarter, because we're just going to put in that white noise, which was here. So we have to let this run. So I appreciate your patience as we have to go through this before we can put that part in. I think it's just one bar, so let's go. Yeah, okay, perfect. And let's raise that volume a little bit. Perfect, okay. And then I think we'll just add that's what we'll do. We'll put this here and we'll just add that other white noise. Normally I would add it in a lot more places, but I don't want to take too much time on it, so we'll just let it run and do it. Oh, I forgot it's supposed to be at the start, actually. That'll work. So all I'm doing here is just adding some transition sounds that are going to give a little more ear candy to the ear as we transition between parts. The other thing that we'll need to do is just go in and I think in here, I'm just trying to think. Let's just copy these really quick just in case I don't like what we do with it. But I think here we'll drop out a couple of kicks. In this section, we'll just go to TR rec mode, and we'll just check out the kick. Maybe on page 5, let's drop out those. Drop that out. We can go to, where's that? Yeah, here. On page 5. So here, if we get over to the 5th bar, here it kind of drops out. And let's add a couple of hi-hats here. And maybe we'll even do a little substep. Let's hear what that sounds like. Yeah, I like that. There we go. Now, what I would probably do, if I have more time, but we're running a little short, I would add substep changes and stuff to kind of all of these. I think we'll just do a couple and maybe change some variety to the drums and stuff. Psych Rock has got a bounce. No worries. Says, dig it, man. I have to do some work. I hear you. I got to go soon anyways myself, but we're going to just do a couple more changes and things like that to this. But have a good day. Push the Button says the noise effects thing is really cool. It added a more ethereal vibe that perfectly matched with the synth pads. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, and that last week's live stream, we made those noise effects. I think it was last week's. Might have been the week before. But yeah, that is just using the noise 1 in the sound generator and then exporting it and adding just a release or attack, depending on if you want it to be a riser or kind of a fall when you get to a new part. Okay, so the last thing I want to do though, let's go just add a couple little varieties here. In this one, we'll go on the 4th bar. Let's add that substep there, but with a lot less velocity. And maybe a normal one. That's right there. Yeah, that should work. And on this one, we'll do 1 as well. Go up in velocity here, and then up here we'll go to 70. That should work. So we're just adding a little more variety. We can also go into maybe the kick. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, and then in this one, once we add those hi-hats, maybe there's another, I'm almost wondering if there's like another kick we want to, not kick, hi-hat. I think there's a lot of hi-hats though. We'll leave it at that. All right, so the last thing we'll do is just in that last pattern, the kind of big, I think we'll do it on this one. I don't know if we need that. We'll call it there, yeah. Let's do a drum dropout at the end of this one. So we'll go into TR rec mode, go here. Oh, we're not in pattern. Here we go. We'll go here, go into TR rec mode, and let's just go to the drums, go to that last bar. We're gonna drop all the kick out. Let's do the whole thing. Let's leave that one in though. Oh, I like that. And then that will lead into the B section as well. We'll run through it one more time, go to the B section. Perfect. Okay, I think we're gonna call that song done. I'm gonna just pattern chain an idea and we'll jam out. This is probably, well, I don't want to say where I'd leave the track. I think I'd leave the arrangement around this. I would definitely want to add some synths on top, like have a riser in that first one as it leads into the drums, maybe add guitar. So if you want to see more of this track, let me know. I actually really dig where this went, but I think there's some things I would want to add and change. Basically, I'm thinking as we get into kind of the holiday season, there's a couple of songs from the year. We've made basically a song every week on the channel. I'm kind of contemplating taking my favorite ones and your favorite ones, whichever ones you all like, and finishing them on some live streams, and then like proper finishing them on the Digitact or SP, and then moving it into the DAW, kind of adding these transition effects, adding additional MIDI, all that, then releasing it as like an EP at the start of the year. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in seeing, kind of how to finish these ideas, whether in the DAW or in a DAW-less setup, let me know in the chat or post it in the comments when this video is done. But yeah, I think we'll just pattern chain this. So I'll just select that one. Let's do this. Thinking we'll do maybe 2 of the chorus into the bass, and then 2 of the chorus, and then just end on that intro loop again. That should work. So with that, I think we'll call this track. The samples will go up for Solar Sailor members, and then I'll post the final jam that I do for all channel members. It is a great way to help support the channel, but just hang out is more than enough. And if you're looking for an easy to reference quick start guide and cheat sheet for the SP, you can check out the SP404 cheat sheet. The link's in the description. It's got tons of synth recipes with sound generator, chord charts, all that kind of stuff, pattern chaining, everything you need. And I'm going to have an update coming soon with some P6 integration type stuff. It's not official integration, but like how you can integrate the two together like we've done in live streams. But with that, I appreciate you hanging out, and we'll jam out. I'm going to just mute the microphone. But yeah, all right, I'll see you next time. All right. Sorry, I had to mute that mic. Yeah, I actually really like that song. So I think we will finish that up. There's a couple tracks now that we have to kind of finish up. We've got that part 3 we got to do with that P6 track, and then this one, and then that ambient guitar track. But yeah, I like the sound of that. Last little bit, we got a couple chats I want to go through. Push the Button says the simplified 404 tips manual is so good. Can't wait for the P6 manual. Thanks for the live. We make the sounds available for download later. Yeah, they'll be up for Solar Sailors. A couple of them. Well, one of them is from my label mate, so I have to ask if he's okay if I send the chops. But I will put those up if he's game, and I think he is because he hates copyright, so I don't think he cares. But all the other ones that I made will go up for Solar Sailors, and then yeah, the P6 cheat sheet is out. It is up for Solar Sailors and Sun Singers. I'll post a new link though, but I do need to do an update for it soon. Rondo asks, is this the 4.07 firmware? I don't think there is a 4.07 yet, but I could be wrong. I think the latest is 4.06, and I'm still on 4.04. So I still get that resample bug all the time. I thought we were going to get it a couple times in this because we did a lot of resampling, but it actually acted pretty good today, the SP. So I do need to update, but life as a parent of a 1-year-old, there's no time. There's been like no time. It's like I can either make the music or I can update, and I choose to make the music and hang out with all of you on these live streams. Space Tiger says, sick. Appreciate it, Space Tiger. Yeah. So yeah, let me know in the chat or in the comments if you want to see how I finish this track. I will post the final version, at least of the jam as it exists, this iteration, for channel members. But I do think adding some synths, additional transition effects, maybe chopping things up once it's in a DAW would be would be a really good help to the track to kind of really open it up. Rondo says the 4.07 just dropped. I checked it earlier. All right, let me check out what's going on. We'll talk about it in the chat real quick. While I look that up, if there's any chat, any questions, anything like that, go ahead and throw it up. Rondo says, I'm still on 4.04 myself, dad gang. Yeah, I get it, man. There is not a lot of time. 4.04 SP update. I'm trying to type on this keyboard over all of this stuff. Let's see what we got. Let's see, November 2024. Is it mostly bug fixes then? Just trying to find a good website here for it. Following bugs have been fixed. If you import multiple samples at once, they will all become the same sample. When editing, a sample name is not saved correctly under certain conditions. Minor bugs. So is it just bug fixes? I gotta put SP404 Mark II. Let's see what we get. I cannot type with this. Let's see. I am not finding a good link at the moment, but if anybody knows what they've added, let me know in the chat. I'm trying to see, maybe we could go to the SP Reddit. There's got to be somebody posting about it. If there is something, let's see. But I'm assuming it's probably just some bug fixes and things like that. If they added stuff, because typically they don't do a lot until these major updates like 2.0, 3.0, 4.04. Let's see, Rondo says, I think it is, I don't know, that's why I was asking. I just heard something about it earlier today and checked to see if it was real or not. Yeah, I'll look more into it, and maybe we'll talk about it in the next live stream. I'm doing live streams every week. I've just kind of got to refigure out my schedule. I think I mentioned I've been getting a lot of guitar lessons and production lessons and stuff, so I typically was live streaming on Tuesdays, and then video was out on the weekends. But now my weekends are more free, so it might be better to live stream on the weekends. But if any of you have a preference of what day you like to tune in, let me know. But we might kind of shift things around and do videos on Mondays, live streams on Saturday, because this was awesome. It seemed to work really well. Space Tiger says, I saw someone mention it on Electronauts, but can't find it other than some random post. Yeah, I don't see it on, let me search by new on the SP Reddit. I'm sure it's out. It looks like I saw that Facebook post. And Rondo is talking about it, but yeah, I wonder what, I'm just going to assume that they haven't really added a ton. It's probably just bug fixes and things like that, but it's always good to get those because it fixes stuff unless it introduces new things. I'm still rocking 4.04, so, you know, I guess don't do what I do, but it never hurts to get it. I do run into this resample problem all the time. If you watch the last however many live streams since we did that 4.04 update, almost everyone gets that resample bug where it just shuts down and restarts. Anyways, I think that's about it. It's been awesome hanging out with you all. Let me know, like I said, if you want to see how I finish this track. I think I don't see a lot of things, and maybe I just don't see it, but of kind of taking these DAW-less jams and finishing them and releasing them on streaming and Bandcamp and all that, albums. And I think there's a lot there. Like, there's so many cool things you can do if you want to use a type of hybrid setup where you make everything in the DAW-less setup and then move either a stereo 2-track or over bridge with, I'm pointing to the Electron, different channels into the DAW. You get so much flexibility, and then you can kind of embellish it with MIDI, extra transition sounds, like all that stuff. I really like doing that workflow. I know it's not like true DAW-less, but I don't care. It's whatever gets the idea started, which is usually DAW-less for me, and then just having that flexibility in the DAW after. Because if I start in the DAW, it's like option paralysis. There's just like so many things you can do and so many effects. So it's like narrow that down a little bit to start, get some sounds in, create something, and then finish. And the stem splitting in Logic has really changed how I approach it, because I can jam and then just kind of like stem split it if I have issues or if the mix is kind of wonky. I'd love to see stem splitting add more nuance, like individual hi-hats and things, but I mean, just the magic of separating a 2-track into different pieces is just crazy to me. Rondo says, no doubt curious to see where you take this project. Yeah, so I think maybe something we will do in this holiday season for these weekly live streams is finish up these couple of songs and do it, like move them into the DAW. I've got a couple that we made with the Digitac, so we could do overbridge. I finally got that working again, and then with the SP, you have a couple options, same with the P6. So I think we'll do that. That should be an interesting way to kind of end the year, and then we'll put it out. And yeah, push the button. You posted something, but I can't see it now, but I think it had whatever was added with 4.07. If you know, let us know, because I am curious. I just can't really type well with moving this. And yeah, I agree what you're saying, Rondo. It doesn't really matter how you get it done. All that matters is that you get it done. Definitely. Also, how you get started. Because it's just like, there's so many ways to start that for me personally, I just get bogged down sometimes and just don't. Because it's like, oh, I could do this or that, and it just doesn't. Okay, Push the Button says, 4.07 update for the SP fixed minor bugs like duplicate samples during import and naming errors, but nothing major. That's why I haven't updated yet. Yeah, okay. So probably a good thing to get, but not urgent. I would say whichever one fixed the resample bug, if it did get fixed, and I believe it did, that's the one. Like, definitely get that. But yeah, it never hurts to update if it's fixing things. But appreciate it. Push the button. All right, with that, we did the jam. I think we'll call it there, unless there's any questions as I slowly move over to the outro little video thing. But it's been great hanging out with all of you. If you got some value out of the video, leave a like. Check out the channel memberships if you want the samples we use and all that type of stuff. And the SP cheat sheet link is in the description. With that, all right, I think we'll call it. Great hanging out with you all, and I'll see you next week. Oh yeah, really quick, schedule changes. No video this weekend. Obviously, we're doing this live stream. The video, I think I'm going to put out Sunday, and then we'll kind of figure out the schedule. I have to figure out when I'm going to live stream and stuff like that, but we'll just go from there. But so the next thing coming out will be a video on Saturday, and then probably next Saturday, and then probably a live stream that Tuesday after. But yeah, all right, I'm going to just check. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.